Let's go over the materials you need to tie this fly. First, we have the tail. The tail is made out of yellow fox. The body of the fly is made out of dubbing material. There's a rib running through the body that's made out of round copper wire like this. The body hackle, palmer hackle, is made from orange grizzly. And the front hackle is coq de lion, whiting, speckled hackle like this. You don't need to have the exact materials to tie a fly, effective fishing fly like this. If you have different colors, different hackles, then use those. I'm just laying out the principles, the techniques to tie a fly like this. Let's go over the tools. First tool you'll need is a fly tying vise. This one's pretty old, it's rusty, it's traveled all around the world, but it still has the three main components that your fly tying vise needs. First of all, it needs to hold your hook firmly in place so it does not move around while you're tying your flies. Second component is the rotary function. That way you can see your fly from different perspectives, different angles. Third component is attachment to the table. I'm using this little grip, quick grip, to hold mine in place. Sometimes the vise comes with a grip that attaches directly to the table, but that's important that the vise does not move around while you're using it. Next, we'll be needing a bobbin, thread holder. I like the ceramic ones. They don't floss the thread where the thread comes out the top here. You'll need a sharp, pointy scissor. I like to have a secondary scissor for cutting tinsel, stuff like that. You'll need a dubbing wheel, dubbing twister, similar to this one. You need a hackle plier. We'll be using the whip finishing tool, like this one. You need a needle to apply varnish with. And we'll be using a piece of Velcro. We start by attaching the thread. Hold loose end, your left hand. Bring the thread over the hook shank. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns going backwards on the hook. You can now cut off the material or hold on to the end and continue going backwards to where you want to start the tail. The tail should start approximately above the hook point. Snip off the end. The tail on this fly will be fox, yellow fox. Grab an amount approximately like this. Hold it onto the hook. Figure out how long you want the tail. See, like so. Now you have the tying point. Switch hands. Use your left fingers to hold it at the same point where you want the tying point to be. Hold it onto the hook. Pull your thread above. Do a soft loop. Hold the thread with your fingers as well. Loop over and then pull straight up. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wraps. Check if the hair is sitting where you want. It should be on top of the hook shank like this. and continue forward with the tying thread, making an underbody. Like so. Then we go backwards again. It's now time to tie in the rib, and the rib in this case is our copper thread. Hold it in the back like this with your left fingers again. Make sure it can reach the front. What you can do is you can basically adjust it so that it goes to where you want the body to end. So do your soft loop again, like a soft loop on top, tighten the thread straight, and then continue wrapping forward, go all the way to the front. So, and then go backwards. Now it's time to tie in the palmer hackle. Grab a feather, like this, hold the tip, and then pull all the fibers backwards with your left fingers, like so. Put it where the tying point is going to be. Do your soft loop again, tighten up the thread, and then we can proceed forward, tying in the rest of the tip, like so. Go backwards again to here. Now we're going to do a dubbing loop. Use 2 fingers, hold the thread like this, pull the bobbin and thread over the hook. Do 1, 2, 3 wraps, and then I like to go around the loop with the bobbin 2 times. Go up again, do wraps forward, all the way to the front where we want the palmer hackle to end. Now put in your dubbing wheel, dubbing twister, 2 hooks inside the loop, and we can let it hang next to the bobbin so it doesn't twist up. It's time to get your dubbing material. Try to spread it out a bit so you make like a fine distribution of dubbing material, like so. Open the loop with 1 finger, put the material in between the threads, move it upwards, and then put it so that the material is in between the two threads. This takes a little bit of adjusting. So pull out your left finger, hold at the bottom, make sure that it's stuck in between the lines here. Hold at the bottom and then twist the tool. Let go with your left fingers. That should twist up the dubbing like so. Do maybe a few additional turns just to make sure that it's stuck well in between the threads. I like to attach a hackle plier to the end here. Cut off the dubbing wheel. So now it's time to wrap the dubbing forward, and the trick here is to kind of try to space this out so we get all the way to the front of the fly, and at the same time pull the dubbing material, force it backwards so it doesn't get trapped underneath each consecutive turn forward. So keep pulling the material backwards, and we have to try and go forward towards where we want the palmer hackle to end, which would be approximately here. so. Tie off the dubbing loop, like so. Cut off the end. We're now ready to tie or to wrap forward the palmer hackle. And what we want to make sure when we do this is that we get the fibers of the feather to point backwards as we go forward. It can be a little bit tricky in the start, but we want to go with spaced out wraps forward, like so. And as you can see, I'm pulling the fibers, forcing the fibers backwards to each turn. It's okay to have this kind of soft fluff part as well that has good movement in the water. Hold the end and do a couple of wraps to secure feather in, like so. Cut off the end. Here we go. Then we wrap the rib forward. The rib adds a bit of durability to the fly. It also gives a bit of a shiny effect to the body. What you want to do is you want to go forward with a zigzag movement, so you don't trap too many of the hackle fibers. So we do zigzag movements. We can help a little bit by pulling out the fibers with our right fingers. Forward we go. Zigzag movements. Around 5-6 turns just to secure everything. And when you get to the front, you can pull the fibers backwards. Hold with your right hand and then do a couple of tight wraps top. So, it's now time to cut off the rib here. Use your old, not so sharp scissor. Time to tie in the front hackle. Again, grab the tip of the feather, pull back fibers, place the feather where you want the tying point to be, do soft loop, tighten up the thread, and then do 3, 4, 5 tight wraps. Snip off the end. Apply your hackle plier. And again, we want the fibers to point backwards when we do our wraps. So with each consecutive turn, we pull the fibers backwards. And with this type of feather, we need quite a few wraps to get some volume. But as you can see, we just continuously make sure all the fibers, many of them so we can get, point backwards. And go forward with each wrap. Don't go over the ones you already did. We'll do one more turn. here we are. Hold with your left hand the hackle plier downwards, go over the top with your thread, trap the stem of the hackle feather, and then we can let the plier hang. Do zigzag movement with the thread, forward, 1, go around again, 2, 3. Go in with your scissor, and at this point we want to go as close as we can without cutting the thread. So let's finish the head. We pull back with your left fingers, pull back all the fibers, as many as you can. Do a couple of wraps at the front. Force, if you have a few fibers sticking, force them backwards with the tying thread, like so. We're then ready to go in and use our whip finishing tool. Pull down the thread so you have a bit of thread out. Apply or attach the tool to the thread. Go backwards with your bobbin towards the tail. Do half a turn with the tool so you form this triangle. Another half turn, bring the thread over the eye, and then we do 5 turns with the tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring out the little hook and then tighten up the thread. Bring out the big hook, and then with a downwards pull we tighten up the knot, the thread. We're ready to cut it off. We'll then go in with our Velcro and we'll quite aggressively try to pull some of the dubbing out. Going all around. So hopefully you can see that some of this dubbing material from our body is being pulled out. It gives a very nice effect in the water. It also straightens out or kind of distributes the hackle nicely on the fly. To strengthen up the fly a little bit, the last thing we'll do is apply a bit of varnish. With your needle, pull the hackle fibers backwards. Like so.